Welcome back to In the Garden. I'm joined with Jordan from Grange Co-op, and we are in a jungle right now of orchids. Orchids are a beautiful, very versatile plant. There's many different types of orchids that you can get. Do you want to first explain kind of why the orchids look kind of different from each other?
This family of plant is one of the most adapted, widespread clades of plants that you'll find. They persist on every continent except Antarctica. We even have our own terrestrial varieties in Northern California and Oregon. That's how spread out across the globe that they are.
Oh wow, yeah. And so we also have some, gorgeous colors. We got some pinks, we've got some brown, yellow, orange, purple, really gorgeous plants. So, these are best to kept indoors in your house. What do we need to know when taking care of them?
Sure. So if you're the budding orchid hobbyist, these are probably some of the more common ones you're first going to come across. So I think one of the most iconic ones is the Phalaenopsis, or the moth orchid, really identified by the wide blooms and that big dog-like tongue on the leaves. Mm-hmm. Another option that you'll often see are these Oncidiums. They get their name from these roughly flowers, and they're very upright and defined by these bulblets at the base of their leaves.
Okay, so with these orchids, when it comes to watering, you don't need a whole lot of water.
They do like high humidity, and so an orchid that's getting high humidity, you're spraying it often, or it's in a glass enclosure, or even ideally like a greenhouse, is not going to need to be constantly soaked. But one that's on your kitchen or a bathroom that's not as humid as you think it is should probably be put under a drip more often than not to make sure that medium is always a little bit damp. Okay,
and so then what about repotting and kind of replanting? If we get ones that are kind of dying off, tripping them.
Sure.
What about that?
So if you're going to get your orchid, it's probably going to come in a small plastic cup, and you're probably not thinking about repotting it until it's done blooming. So the first difference in opinions, some people will say snip the stem, other people will say don't. I'm team snip. I think a healthy orchid is going to put on a new stem just fine and bloom off it. My preference, I don't like the leggy look, but if you wanted to cut this down, cut right above a green growth tip, and you'll get another blooming stem from that. You're also going to take this cup out, you're going to cut it away, pull this old medium off there, and a moth orchid like this has these upright aerial roots that are going every which way but down, and that's fine. We're going to put that in a pot, ideally an orchid pot that has this aeration, these holes in the side. And the medium's most important. You don't want to put a potting soil on these. You want to use either something like these hydroponic clay pebbles, or specifically an orchid mix. It's going to be very bark heavy.
And these are a great gift to give. They're fairly easy to take care of, and they're beautiful in your home.
They have a reputation for being difficult, and I don't think that's just the case.
All right, well, if you guys want to pick yourself up a gorgeous orchid, of course, you can head to a Grange Co-op store and learn from the experts, or you can head to our website to learn more information. Thank you for joining us in the garden.